And so the market continues this week in red. Bitcoin down 3%, Fantom falling 7.5%. There is no safe place in the market right now. What am I doing in the market? What is my thought process? What should we be looking out for this week? We're going to cover all of that off and a lot more. It's a tough market, guys. It's a tough market. If you listened to my reflections yesterday on a Sunday evening, posting my thoughts, you would have got that it's a tough time in the market right now. Whether you're new, whether you're a professional investor, whether you've been doing this for a long time, it is difficult, and there is no safe place right now for investors to get a quick buck. And that is when you know that things are getting to that desperation stage. So we're going to be covering all of that off. Sit back, hit up the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. As always, if you like my perspective, check out the courses below, ijaz.uk/member to join our course member live streams. We had a course member live stream yesterday where we had a good pep talk, did a couple of critique of portfolios for the guys in the group, and they say it's really useful. So hopefully you'll find it useful as well. Check out the link in the description to join those. But here, look at this on Bitcoin. Really nasty. Another big red candle. Look at these in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big extended red daily candles. And it's just not letting up, right? This all came after the Jerome Powell interest rate hike and his comments. And the market is just not finding a safe place right now. Bitcoin down 3%. But arguably, I'd say Bitcoin is holding up relatively well. Why? Because Bitcoin is down 3% today. But the SPY opened up, it was down as close as 2%. It's kind of rallying a little bit now. It's down 1.5% for the most volatile asset, right? To be down 3%. We had Meta down, we had Facebook down, we had Microsoft down. Everything is down in the market right now. There's no safe place. I mean, on the right-hand side, I've got some of my common favorite stocks here on the right-hand side for you to look at. You can see some big names in there falling quite heavily to the downside, which is showing that it's not a safe place anywhere. Tesla down 3.44%. So Tesla today, as a growth stock, is down more than Bitcoin, right? So you got Twitter down 2%. So you can see this gives you an idea of how companies are performing to the downside. Coinbase, which is obviously a derivative, and they're going to move at a rate of Bitcoin, is down 10%. So you're seeing that there's no safe place in the market, and this is just going to continue because on Wednesday, we get our CPI reading, okay? Really important. On Wednesday, we do get our CPI reading, and if that figure comes in higher than the consensus estimate, then we could see more downside in this already crazy market. So we'll be listening out for that on Wednesday. No doubt we'll cover that off here as well, because that's the fear right now in the economy. The fear is of a global recession. The fear is of untamable inflation, which leads to Jerome Powell and monetary policy being even more aggressively tightened, and that gives you fears of stagflation. So the market is really concerned about that, and that is why we're getting a whole bunch of false starts in the market right now. Down on the Dow Jones, let's click over here, down on the Dow Jones 1%, 1.5 down on the S&P, 2%, just over 2% on the Nasdaq. Big sell-off, and it continues. It's been a really horrible first 4 months of this trading year, of this calendar year. And it's been a difficult place to find some returns. And you're feeling that the investor sentiment is starting to get to this point here, right? It's starting to get, let me just move me out of the way. I'm in the way of this lovely graphical representation of capitulation, right? Of the different cycles in an investment cycle. This is the normal cheat sheet you'd see for Wall Street, and it starts off with the disbelief, right? You start off into a rally, you run all the way up to euphoria. This is when you should have been laddering out and taking some profits, but you just think it's going to increase, right? Think of this as your Bitcoin at 60,000. Everybody is telling you it's going to 100,000. Obviously it is, right? Think of this as your Fantom. It's already at $2.50. Everybody's telling you it's going to go to $10, right? Of course it is. And then you start falling off a little bit. Yeah, no, it's okay. We're still going to $10 on Fantom. We're still going to 100K on Bitcoin, and it falls a little bit more. Now again, it's just a retracement, right? Just a retracement. You keep falling to the end. You get your capitulation, you get your anger, depression, and then you start to see your relief from the bottom. Now we could be anywhere between panic and capitulation. Some feel we might be at anger, depression. I feel like we still got more way to go, okay? I still don't think we've hit the floor, and I'm going to explain to you why in this video. And I think we could still have 2-3 quarters of difficulty in this market. And it's not fun for me to say that. I don't want to say that on these videos. It probably gets less views by me not being optimist, but you guys know I'm not that moon boy, right? I'm going to tell you the truth of what I see in the market. And right now, the market doesn't have a footing. Things don't look great in the market right now. And if I come on over to the Bitcoin weekly chart, I'm going to show you my view. Remember, I said, as long as we can maintain this structure, that's great. But now we've not, right? We've opened up the weekly candle here now. below our trend line. Now, that's not the end of the world, because the critical thing is creating that lower low at about 29. You've got until this level here to 29 versus this level. But you are posting the low versus this low here, because the low on this one went to 32,987. We are now below that, right? The low on this candle we've just had is 32,678. So we've officially created the lower low from here. So this is not an upwards trend. This is now going to test this low here, which if we break at this yellow line at 29 is not going to be fun. If I show you this from another representation, let's show you from this chart, right? Because this chart you guys are familiar with. We had this big violet wedge, which we initially broke out from. We got the retest and we looked like we were going to carry on. We're coming back down now, and the floor again is that 29,000 mark. If I zoom in to get to the hourly chart, you'll see on the hourly, we've met our price target. The price target was 33,000 and we're heading below that now. And I'm expecting us to now go and test that 29,000. And that 29,000 is going to be a horrible, horrible level, because if we lose that, could really get nasty. Because like I showed you on the weekly chart, just flip back to that again. That level of 29 stayed from the summer of 2021, okay? That 29 level dates all the way back to June 2021, and that would not be fun if we're now falling back a full year on below those levels. That would invalidate this pattern. It could mean we're in for a sustained bear market to the downside. Now, what am I doing in this market? Because if we look at Fantom, Fantom has now fallen through its support as well, naturally, not due to Fantom on its own, but the whole market falling. Fantom lost its 68 level of support. You can see it was trying to bounce at 65, a few attempts here on the hourly chart, and then this candle took it to the downside. Seeing a little bit of support coming in at 60 flat, 60, 61. My next major support level was at 58 here on Fantom, and then after that, you've got some support coming in at 38 on something like Fantom. But right now, what I'm doing in the market is I'm looking at all these different coins, not just Fantom. Forget Fantom. As in, we need to we need to look at all these portfolio. We need to look at all these coins, because you're getting bargains everywhere. And for me, that's my challenge. I've got two challenges right now here in this market. One, I don't want to get overexcited on any individual coin like Fantom, because it's so cheap. I can easily buy so much and it becomes too much a part of my portfolio. And that is the mistake a lot of you guys make, is you over allocate in your portfolio. We spoke about that yesterday. Don't want to make that mistake. If you're adding, add in proportions to keep your ideal percentage splits on your portfolio in the right pattern, okay? Very, very important that we do that. Now, in order to aid our course member lives, I've made a template spreadsheet for just our course members to go and see what is the ideal split. So they can go ahead and put their portfolio allocations in, and it spits out an analysis to say you've got too much of this, you've not got enough of this, you need some more of this to keep your portfolio in a sensible split. So again, if you want to see those types of templates and documents, check out the link below to become a course member, and you'll get access to all these free templates just for being in there. So in terms of this, I'm looking at the prices, right? You're seeing ADA, 66 cents. I'm seeing Solana, 71. Luna, guys, $60. I need to make a separate video on Luna. Luna, absolutely cheap. This is a coin sitting at 119 just a little while ago. We had people FOMOing heavily at 119. I said, wait. And then you managed to pick up at the Fibonacci ratio of 77, but now you're just getting an absolute bargain. Now you're just getting crazy. Obviously, we had the whole drama with the DPEG. Naturally, these are the great times to buy, right? Just like we said with Fantom, when you had all this drama around the liquidation, great time to buy. When you get drama, it's always you're going to get an extra 10% off for no reason. So great opportunities. You've got something like Avalanche sitting at $49, right? There is no peaceful place in the market right now. Everything is getting hit. A project like Algorand sitting at 66 cents, right? You've got Ethereum even. Look at Ethereum, 2,400. These are super undervalued projects. You need some Bitcoin, obviously. I mean, if you just zoom out, Bitcoin, guys, sitting at 32,900. If this comes close to 30,000, you're going to get a lot of buying the dip. A lot of people like to buy around 30,000. Don't forget, even some of the bigger buyers, some of the corporates have average prices around 30,000, whether it's Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy. These people really start to get interested around this price point. We know that Michael Saylor starts to get liquidated at around a price of, I think he said in the 26,000, was it roughly? I'll try to pull up that article later on. But yeah, he gets liquidated at a certain price. No doubt he'll have some uncollateralized extra assets to tie against that, so he'll be fine. So I don't know what all the FUD is about, but this just shows that these are an important price level where you'll start to see buying power come in. Cosmos, $14, right? Solana, we covered off, $71. Then you get your Matic, Dot, Link, always an important part of the portfolio. Nobody likes to buy these ones, but these form your portfolio, right? When you've got something like Matic sitting at 89 cents, Dot sitting at 11, Link under $10. I mean, this is becoming ludicrous, becoming very crazy. Uniswap sitting at $6 a day. This is a just showing this is a capitulated market. There's no returns to be had anywhere, whether in stocks, whether in crypto. Everything is getting annihilated. The only thing up, which is a nice segue into something I want to talk about, is your Dixie. And this is really interesting. Remember when I showed you the weekly chart, we were hoping for a rejection, right? We got 2 rejections here at the same level, and you could see the pattern was that we could be getting rejected, because you saw the RSI top out at exactly there, and you saw that again that the RSI topped out at this rejection point. Were we going to get the same around here? But look at the difference, right? The RSI came down, it reset, and then Dixie went on another run. It should be getting exhausted now, but it could come back down, cool off a little bit, and run again. So it doesn't look like we're getting rejected. If we actually head over to the daily, you saw a couple of days where it just cooled off, and then another couple of strong days thereafter. So unfortunately for Bitcoin, which moves inversely to this, Dixie is showing some strength, which could show that, again, some more downside to be had for crypto. I'm personally buying into some of this weakness. I'm not going heavy because we don't know if it's the bottom. Like I said, I'm expecting us to at least fall to 30 and then 29. If we lose that 29 level, things could fall a lot quicker. I'm not calling for a 20,000 Bitcoin right now. I'm not even calling for a $26,000, $27,000 Bitcoin right now. Like I said to you, I've been taking this at stages. My first price point was to say, look, we've got to hit the 33,000 technical target to the downside. We've hit that, okay? So hopefully you've done a little bit of nibbling around there. Nothing major. Now, the nibbling towards 30,000 will be a little bit heavier. My nibbling, if we got to 29,000, would be much heavier. If we lose 29,000, we reevaluate our plans and we decide on what we're doing for the next tranche down. And it could happen very quickly because I'm expecting a lot of buying power to come in from those levels, okay? Historically, we've seen that. If we do wick to some of those levels, you've got to be prepared for the fact that we might not be there for long, okay? We weren't there for long in the summer. We can rotate quite quickly on Bitcoin. I mean, if we were to head on over here to the Bitcoin chart again, click onto the weekly, and just show you, the price points we were at 29, you wicking very quickly here. You're not staying for long. These are big wicks to the downside, and then you're moving straight back off. I'll show you on the daily chart. See if we can go all the way back. There we go. And you can see here, this is where you are at in terms of hitting the low price points, right? You get a day, and even if I was zoomed into that day, you're not there for long. We're talking hours, and then the balls come in. Look at this. The next week after that was a big rally to the upside, and then you're back buying Bitcoin at 40,000. So those from 29 to 40 moves very, very quickly in a matter of days. You see that, but it can capitulate quickly as well. So you need to be prepared. If you want those low price points, you need to be prepared for it because chances are bullish buying power will start to come back into the market. Very, very important. Now, I also ran a poll on our Twitter page. I said, how are you feeling about the crypto markets right now? Calm, slightly worried, bordering panic. Now, I know this is not the biggest sample size, but 80% of people are saying calm. And obviously, there's a bit of cognitive bias. Not a lot of people are going to want to admit that they're, bordering on panic, right? But I'm getting the feeling from Discord, from Twitter, from seeing how people are reacting based on how they're reacting when prices were at different points. We're starting to get a little bit of that worry. We're starting to see a little bit of panic selling going on. But I don't think we're at peak just yet. If we go back to this diagram, I don't think everybody and their grandmother is selling right now and completely fearful. Definitely the interest is not in crypto right now. I said that months ago. Your local, your Uber driver and your colleagues aren't talking too much about crypto. But then within the people in crypto, I don't think everybody is selling. I think people are still trying to buy the dip. And therefore I think there is still some more capitulation just to kind of squeeze out the last weak hands. I can still see that happening going ahead, and you can see that in the fear and greed. We dropped to 11. You remember when I said to you yesterday we were sitting for the first time at 18 since January 2022. January of this year, where we were in that pattern. Let's show you what I mean. If I show you that nice and clearly, the last time fear and greed was at the level it is was when we were here, when we went to test the 32 level. So it makes sense that we're there again. But fear and greed will fall even more if we go towards 29. We're at peak fear right now. This is really low levels on the fear and greed index. And remember, our job is to be buying when others are fearful. If you just took this chart and were able to do a little nibble buy on every time fear and greed index went below 20, your portfolio will be in a very healthy position on the next run up, right? And that's the aim of the game. When people are fearful, when people are really getting worried, we need to stay calm. We need to look at our high conviction plays. You should not have any plays right now. I've been calling that for months. You should not have any plays which you do not have high conviction in. If you do, it's only your own fault right now. If you don't have the right allocations in your portfolio, you only have yourself to blame. If you have an 80% Fantom portfolio, an 80% Ludo portfolio, and then the DPEG FUD happened like it did a couple of days ago, you're going to get hurt. If you have 80% of your portfolio in Solana and then all the FUD around downtime happens, you're going to get hurt. If you put 80% in Cardano and then a certain crypto YouTuber wants to say that there's no working DEX on Cardano, it could affect you, right? If you have 80% of your portfolio in Bitcoin, you shouldn't even have 80% in Bitcoin, right? I like to keep around 50%, but 80% in Bitcoin, if there's some FUD around Tesla, like what Tesla did when they accepted Bitcoin and then rejected it, you're going to feel it, right? So that's why you need a diversified, balanced portfolio. We can't scream that enough here on this channel. So there you have it, guys. Difficult Monday, setting us up for another volatile week. CPI on Wednesday. Don't forget, mark your calendar. We're going to expect that number to come through. Again, if inflation doesn't look like it's inflecting down, the market's going to continue on its way to the downside. And that's when we could potentially start testing that 29 level on Bitcoin. Things are moving quickly. Things are moving aggressively to the downside, but we can't panic. We need to see the course. We need to understand that, look, things move quickly in crypto. Just like they move down, they can rebound very, very quickly. Stick to your rules. Keep the emotions out of it. Stay rational, and that's the key. You got to try stay rational while the markets try to make you irrational. As always, guys, don't forget to hit up the like button and subscribe. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to link up the video to the Simone Pomposi interview. If you still haven't watched that, and you still haven't watched the Andre Cronje interview, make sure you watch those. It gives you a good idea of Fantom and what is going on. Also, don't forget, head into our pinned comment because tomorrow we'll be interviewing Michael Kong. Yes, the CEO of Fantom. So make sure you head into the Discord and put your questions to Michael. It's going to be a community-based interview. So it's all your questions put to Michael Kong tomorrow. As always, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.